The constant rise in globalization and cultural interconnectedness has increased the importance of global citizenship education and has shifted the responsibility of schools to promote global competency, a democratic culture, sustainability, and human rights. The following video illustrates Finland's contribution to global citizenship education. Before we can take a look at Finland's contribution, we must ask ourselves, what in the world is global citizenship education? GCED is understood by empowering students to be active promoters of a more sustainable, peaceful, inclusive, and secure world. This can be accomplished in classrooms worldwide through a variety of teaching methods, including but not limited to discussions and debates, role-playing, socio-scientific inquiry learning, service learning, and action-based assignments. GCED provides skills needed to help resolve interconnected challenges of the 21st century, including but not limited to climate change, conflict, poverty, violent extremism, issues of equity and sustainability, which are all a part of the United Nations 17 Global Goals for Sustainable Development. Global citizenship education was included within the SDGs as a result of efforts over the past decades for education at the heart of social, political, and development agendas. With that, global citizenship can be explained in SDG 4.7 as seen here. UNESCO education is a big promoter of global citizenship as it aims at embracing human rights values, intercultural connection, tolerance in students, and promoting peace education. They develop 3 domains of learning: the cognitive, socio-emotional, and the behavioral. Within each, GCED promotes different learning objectives, including critical thinking, empathetic attitudes, and developing motivation. Being that global citizenship is a worldwide agenda, we now go into how Finland is contributing to GCED. Firstly, Finland has over 61 UNESCO schools all over the country. During my 10-week Finland visit, I have seen many examples of Finland's active implementation on sustainability and human rights education. These are some of the examples of what I saw, including lessons given on the Agenda 2030 and student-led media projects. I saw schools in which greenhouses and plants are grown and created to promote sustainability. Also, I saw student-created recycling centers and hallways. Almost all the schools I observed include international visits, either exchange students visiting or students traveling to different countries in the EU. I observed a classroom calculating their carbon footprint and mapping out how far their clothes were coming from. One school talked about their collaboration with the Sami school, connecting the minority group to the local community. I visited 2 classrooms where NGOs visited to talk about animal rights, local food, and the Agenda 2030. Many schools had posters that students created of other countries. I was able to attend a climate change theme day in a UNESCO student group meeting. Also, through English textbooks, I noticed how many international topics the students learn while learning English. Besides the classroom, Finland is involved with a bunch of programs that promote global education. The most important contributor is the National Core Curriculum developed by the Finnish National Agency of Education. The core curriculum weaves global education themes into Finnish education. On page 16 of the new 2019 core curriculum, it states that education is based on respect for life and human rights and the involvement of human dignity. Climate change in high schools is a challenge to include the climate education in the multidisciplinary studies of the new national core curriculum. Environment Online, ENO, is a global network of schools and communities for sustainable development. Environmental themes are studied throughout the school year and campaigns are arranged around the world. This network was developed in Joensuu. Global Me is a project aimed at providing global education courses for Finnish students. RKI, Peace Institute, has many peace-building activities that involve schools and provide teachers with learning tools to teach peace education in their classrooms. Erasmus Plus is the biggest tool that most schools are involved in. It is an EU-funded program that allows students from Finland to visit other countries in the EU while doing service projects. A high school in Oulu completes a lot of student-led projects to teach about the Agenda 2030. This particular picture is of an event in Spain with other students around Europe, funded by Erasmus+. The Youth Agenda 2030 was set up in spring 2017 under the Finnish National Commission on Sustainable Development, led by the Prime Minister. The Commission saw the need to increase youth participation in the national planning and implementation of the Agenda 2030. Many NGOs visit classrooms to talk about different global issues. Global citizenship education is a part of the global curriculum. Countries should be able to collaborate on the best practices and methods. Even though the US and Finland are on opposite sides of the world, we can also come together and learn from each other. What can Finland learn from the USA about GCED? More preparation courses and degrees to prepare teachers with global themes teaching methods. Currently, there is only one university in Finland that provides a degree in globalization. More inquiry project-based learning that goes beyond the textbook. Student debate teams, and encouraging student action through local demonstrations. In comparison, what can the USA learn from Finland about GCED? Global education should come from the state or national government level. Global citizenship should be included in written state or national standards. A lessened importance on assessments. Content should be more globally themed. Implementation of activities that Finland does in classrooms. And most importantly, the USA must re-enter UNESCO Association. How can we collaboratively improve with GCED? Global citizenship education is currently very unsystematic in both countries. A solution is developing unit plans for all grades for different complex topics. More training and support should be given to teachers so they don't feel alone when teaching about global topics. Most importantly, all schools must develop a democratic school culture, for that is the cornerstone of global citizenship education. Together, we can be the catalyst for change. If you are interested in looking further into the resources that I have spoken about in this presentation, here are a list of websites.